Hey guys! So I had planned on posting a video before this, but things did not quite work out the way I had planned. I ended up working way more than I had anticipated. So there hadn't been a lot of time to post videos or exercise for that matter, or really sleep. I didn't sleep much this last week. So I'm making up for lost time, posting a video now, and hopefully I'll have some good updates for you next time. But this last week was a little bit of a struggle. I think the first week of dieting is always a problem, but this last week was definitely worse than I had anticipated. I was traveling for work, so that's always a little bit stressful. And I was living out of a hotel and working crazy, crazy hours. So I didn't have much time to do a lot of things. I really didn't sleep last week. I was lucky if I got like 4 hours. And I didn't get a chance to exercise because by the time I got home to my apartment, my hotel room, it was already super late, and I was like, I need to be up in a few hours so I can go do this all over again. So, didn't work out. It was really disappointing. Try to eat healthy. It's really hard when you're traveling, especially if you're in an area where there isn't the option of a grocery store or, really healthy food options. So I definitely struggled. I ate a lot of salads, which was good. I did have a couple of days where I just sort of, I ate some chocolate. I had some chips. I ate way too much potato salad, surprisingly. So it was definitely a difficult week. I think any week where you start a diet is difficult, and then when you add travel on top of that and a really stressful work environment, then it's almost impossible. But we did well. We could have done way worse. I didn't go to McDonald's. It's like the first time I've traveled and did not go to McDonald's, so that was great. What else can I tell you? I started off the trip kind of in a negative mood, just because I don't really like flying that much. And it's not because I don't like, the travel and I don't like planes. It's because whenever I get on a plane, I'm a plus-sized woman. Right now my size is about a size 20, and airplane seatbelts don't fit. Sometimes it baffles me a little bit that an airplane seatbelt won't fit me. Because it's like all I need is like an extra inch and it will be fine. I can buckle it in. But I don't know why that is. And it varies from plane to plane and depending on where I sit. If I'm in first class, it's never a problem. If I sit in business or comfort plus, a lot of times it's okay. But sometimes it's not, and I've noticed that with newer planes. I think they're making the seatbelts much shorter because sometimes I sit in Comfort Plus and it's fine. Other times I sit in, Comfort Plus and I need like this much more seatbelt in order to fit. So, that's a little frustrating. And I think it really makes me depressed because especially if I have to flag down a stewardess and be like, hey, I need a seatbelt extender, it's really embarrassing and I hate having to ask it, but it just happens. So it's another reason that I want to lose weight because I know society's never going to be like, oh, plus size is so wonderful, we're going to accommodate people. They're never going to do that. Businesses want to cut costs. I'm sure the reason seatbelts are smaller on airplanes is because it's more expensive to make all the seatbelts a little bit bigger. And that's really frustrating for someone who needs that extra room. And I would like to be able to comfortably sit in an airplane seat. As comfortable as anyone can be on an airplane, and not have to worry about, oh, my thigh's too wide, I'm touching the person next to me, or I need to get a seatbelt extender, or, if I eat a snack on this plane, is someone going to be looking at me and being like, well, she shouldn't be eating anything, she's too fat already? You know, these are the things I think about, and it's really, really stressful. So that was kind of a negative aspect of traveling, and it definitely upset me. But, you know, I just try to brush it off and think like tomorrow's another day, you know, and we just got to keep moving forward, you know. So, I mean, I don't know if anyone else has experienced that where they get on a plane and it's like, why are these seats so small? You know, a lot of us aren't, you know, aren't super small. And I think even if I was like an average sized person to some extent, I'd be like, this is kind of uncomfortable, because if you sit next to someone who's even just, you know, like not necessarily overweight, but just really like bulky, I mean, it's, what are you supposed to do? I mean, I feel bad for anyone who has to sit in an airplane seat. Unless you're in first class and you have one of those really nice first class seats with the TV and like the privacy and stuff, then I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for you at all. Sorry. What else? So I did a lot of cooking this week. Part of my plan is to cut out processed foods. And by this week, I mean this weekend. You know, I think it's really important not to eat processed foods because so much of that manufactured, you know, like food stuff is like filled with sugar and sodium. And you know, you can watch calories, but if you're not watching the nutrition label and some of the stuff that's in there, I mean, you're kind of screwed no matter what you do, because the sugar and sodium, you know, still gets processed in your body and can negatively impact you. So trying to cut down on processed foods. You know, the only thing I'm really eating right now that is processed is Epic bars, because I really like the meat option versus, you know, the granola option. Granola tends to have just a ton of sugar in it, and I don't really like it that much. I don't think granola tastes great, personally. So I really like the Epic bars because, you know, they're filled with, you know, meat and sometimes like cranberries or something, and I think they're pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't eat one every single day, but I think when you're like needing a snack and it's like vending machine or this, I mean, I'd rather choose the Epic bar, hands down. So what else? Oh, I've been doing some exercise. Definitely didn't get to do it when I traveled, which was sad. I did do a kettlebell workout before I left, which was kind of a mistake, only in the sense that walking through the airport when sore was horrible. I mean, I was just like ready to chop off my legs and be like, someone needs to carry me to the airplane because I can't make it. But I have been working out. I did a Jillian Michaels kickboxing workout, which I think is great. It's actually my favorite routine that she has available. So if you haven't tried it, I would definitely look into it, because, you know, the first one on there is like 20 minutes and it's intense, but it's really good. I mean, you feel it, you sweat a lot. And I always feel like if you're sweating a lot, it's got to be working. So what else? Hopefully, and I'm thinking maybe I'll do this later today, I don't know yet, but I would really like to, you know, take some videos of like, you know, different places where you can work out and things like that, and just kind of make some instructional videos of what's available. I mean, I don't know if that's useful or not. I haven't really come up with a plan besides blogging. You know, I like blogging, I think it's fun, and by blogging, I guess I should say vlogging. Does that date me? Do I sound really, really old when I say blogging when I mean to say vlogging? Maybe a little bit. I'm just not with it, I guess. I'm just not with it. I work too much. I work. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna try and figure this out, you know. Do some workouts. I need to get Laura, who is doing whatever Laura is doing. I think she has a wedding or like a race or something. I don't know what she's doing. I remember she's busy this week and next week, but I want to get her around because Laura is someone who is just, you know, she's really healthy. She works out a lot. She's, you know, kind of on top of her game. And I would like to have her like show me some instructional things, and we can film it and we'll have that available. Also, I think I'm going to start posting recipes. So I own the website name flexinthecity.com, and I'm hoping to start turning it into a blog with some of the recipes I make that I think are really, really healthy and that I think they're working. things where I eat it and I don't feel hungry afterwards. I think that's one of the hardest things about dieting. If you love to eat, and you eat something, you're like, oh, I'm still starving. I mean, I like to feel full if I'm eating something, and I think a lot of times when we diet, we don't eat things that make us feel full. Like we're like, oh, lettuce leaf, a little bit of vegetables sprinkled on that, and that's all we eat. So we'll see. I'll have more updates by the end of the week. Maybe I'll make a video in the middle of the week. It's really going to depend on how work goes, but we'll see. So wish me luck, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.